Come in.
Good morning, Elvin.
Good morning.
Elvin, I hate to bring this up with you, but I felt that this matter is getting really out of hand and I really need to warn you about it.
Come on, have a seat. We'll discuss it in detail.
There's a lot of discontent among our junior staff members and we feel that we are discriminated against senior professional staff. And the United Workers have already started a campaign taking advantage of the situation to form a union.
What? A union?
Yes.
Tell me in detail. What are you trying to say?
Yes, a union. Alvin, you need to look beyond the professional staff you have. There is a large chunk of support staff and they're highly discontent with the way the company has been behaving with it. We understand that professional staff is the one who deliver, but you need to understand that without the support staff, they'll not be able to.
Look, let's say for example you pay us well initially, but we are not happy with the raise policies which are in place.
But that's what the rest of the industry pays. What do you expect from us?
That is one part of it. Talk about the flexible timings.
But someone has to be there to answer the phone.
I completely understand, but we have our own flexible timings, but add to it, we have to adjust the flexible timings of professional staff also. They work till late night and then we have to wrap their work.
And if this is not it, there's a lot more. What were we paying 20% towards medical insurance cost when our seniors are paying hardly 6% to it?
But you have plenty of other benefits.
What benefits are you talking about?
Like the vacation package.
Vacation package, a support staff has to work in the company for minimum 3 years to get a vacation package. And for all the leaves that are not mandated by law, you have to be approved by a manager and then by you.
Fine. I will look into the matter and convey your grievances to the management.
No, we are not just done right now. We have to talk about other things. Training opportunities. You know how much do we get? Nothing. We have to get a minimum of B grade to go for an on-site or off-site training.
Just trust us and we shall look into the matter and try our best to help you.
I hope this matter is your topmost priority.
Alvin, we have tried our best to pacify the workers, but we can't do it beyond. You need to really look into this matter urgently. Their motivation is at the lowest level right now. So look into this matter urgently.
Okay, this matter is on the top of my priority list.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Shall we begin with the meeting? I
Yes.
believe the agenda for today is we were supposed to discuss.
Not to get this meeting off the track, but there are certain issues that we need to address.
Yeah, go on, Cusack.
About an hour ago, I was told that the United Workers Union is trying to organize our staff.
Really?
Yes.
Oh, I don't think that's an issue. Cusack, the look on your face had me worried there for a moment. Jane has made sure that they have got some of the best pay and bennies in the industry.
Yeah.
Oh, it's not the analysts they're targeting, it's the support staff.
Is what stuff?
Yes.
They don't really stand a chance in this scenario because ours is a professional organization. It's not some industry. It's not a steel mill.
Oh, I'm not sure about that. The unions have already walked in, and as it turns out, some of the staff members are not satisfied with what they're doing.
Just fire them.
I doubt you mean that. Apart from all the law situation that it would be causing, it would probably be very harmful for our PR image.
Yes, let's stay away from that. I must say this comes as a very unexpected shock. What are realistic options here?
Those people are just whiners. We pay top dollar. We have flex time options. Our medical and dental plans are good. And we even have a daycare center. We have generous vacation package and we are a good name. Let's not forget that. When people leave here, they have a Willington name on their resumes. That counts a lot in this business.
Yes.
Neera's right, but I believe that the problem which we are facing here is bigger than that. And these aspects don't really cover it. Cusack, who told you about this?
Well, first I'd like to apologize. I've been in this company for 2 years and I did not see this coming. And if somebody dropped the ball on this, it was me.
No, I don't think you should blame yourself for that. I think it's for all of us. We missed it.
Well, I prepared a report for us to go through. Let me talk for a moment about what happened this morning. I basically sat down and listened to an employee on the condition that his identity wouldn't be revealed. And there were some valid points that were brought out. First, we need to address the issue that this is a two-tier company. Wellington Associates is willing to go to any depth and breadth to please the professional staff, who we see as a vital asset. They all earn it, We ask a lot out of them and they actually perform. But we don't do the same for our support staff. They hardly get a raise of more than 5% on their wages, even if they perform very well. Now, the person who spoke to me also acknowledges the fact that we just can't offer flexible schedules to most of our support staff because someone has to be there to answer the call from 9 to 5. But that's not all. The sense is that we also expect our support staff people to accommodate the flexi schedules kept by our professionals. If Bill DiBuono from Network Strategy works late, his assistant Mary Stills also winds up working late because there are certain issues like drafting or copying a file cannot be done from home, so she has to be there. As much as we try to trumpet our flexible schedule options, they really don't apply to everyone in the staff. It is the same with benefits. We have a double-pronged system, right? The company pays a fixed percentage of the healthcare cost, but let's be honest here. No one in this room pays more than 6% of their salary for medical insurance costs. The people immediately below us with pay scales that are lesser pay 15%, and the support staff people have to pay around 20% of their salaries. And as it turns out, only a few have signed up for the daycare program, which is fairly expensive.
I believe you never looked at it that way. Go on.
There is also a vacation package. If you're a senior level employee, you start with a 3 weeks vacation, practically unlimited amount of personal emergency time. If you're a member of the support staff, you have to be here 5 years just to get 3 weeks of medical leave, and that too is not mandated by law. It has to be authorized by a manager and then approved by the office.
But we worked out these benefits quite deliberately, and
Yeah.
I believe they are quite competitive.
And I've never had a problem with our package. But it wasn't until this morning that I really began to be aware of how much of resentment these policies have fostered in our employees. I have to say though, that I don't think that it was our pay or our benefit packages or even our flexible timing that has landed us in this situation. The crux of the matter is, and as it was presented to me, is respect. Precisely my point. You and I don't see the problem, but apparently the impression we give is that we believe that a support staff person leaves, he or she can be readily replaced. And to an extent, I do believe that is especially true, since the company is doing so well right now. But the way the support staff sees it is that people who've worked with us for so long are not valued. One issue that was brought to my face in this morning was the fact that we rarely ever promote from within. We all know Ed Mixner in the interactive tech is the person to talk to if you want to get a thumbnail sketch of what's going on there, right? Anyone ever think of making him an analyst?
I don't think it's the right time to point out fingers at each other. And plus, Mixner is not even qualified for the post. So I'm never going to promote him anyway.
Sorry, I didn't mean to single out anyone. I'm just trying to make a larger point here. We provide only limited opportunity for our support people, right? To further their education. Professionals get reimbursed pretty much everything for every symposium or seminar they attend. But the clerical workers only get reimbursed if they get good grades, like B or B+. Now again I realize that even though I didn't set up these policies, but I have run them without question since I got here. And I guess that from my point of view, they were fair, and I still think that the support people are a good deal for this company. It's only when we stack it up against the benefits and packages that we've paid to administrative staff that it starts looking shabby.
For God's sake, we are only talking about secretaries here. We cannot provide them equal opportunities and other things.
I started out as a secretary by those. If my manager had not seen the potential in me, if he had not encouraged me, if he had not given me the
Yes.
trade magazines and the contacts needed, if he had not encouraged me to go back to school, I would not be here today. Let's not write them off like that. What do you think, Betsy?
I think you started out like that, and I remember that very well.
You remember that time, and I think it is important for us to focus on that right now. But I believe there are a lot of things we need to focus on and discuss right now. We need a little time to absorb the situation. Is there a vote scheduled? Do you know?
No, I don't think there's been a vote scheduled. And yes, I think the union could win. As I understand it, regional union leaders are going to try to make this a showcase campaign. They are just looking for a future that lies in organizing white-collar employees. And they want to make us an example. The truth about a 90s company was how I heard it. My sense is that National Union is willing to put a good deal of money in this.
And we'll be putting a good deal of money ourselves if we are forced into extensive negotiations.
My first thought is that we should meet with a group of support people and try to get a better idea of the situation.
No, I don't think that's a very good option. We need to consult our legal staff before we take any action, and the support staff even gets to know about it, that we have the information about the situation, what's really going on.
But I'm sure if we gently probe some of our closest assistants, I'm sure we can find out if the threat is actually as real as it seems.
No, Elaine is right, I'm afraid. Our first step should be to get an attorney involved. I was leery of even saying anything this morning, except for oh and go on.
But isn't getting legal counsel an aggravating situation? I believe I don't understand this. How can we come to a point where our support staff does not feel it is safe to come to us and first discuss their problems with us? Why would my own secretaries not discuss this with me? I do not understand the situation. I mean, I feel like I'm being given a problem which I am, without being given the time to solve it. How did we arrive at the situation? How did the communication fail in our company like this? We are not a company that can have a union. How did we arrive at this situation, and where do we go next in this?
I've spoken to the board and now I wish to speak to you. Our company values its employees and unionization is just going to disrupt the proceedings of our company.
Look, you sir, I know how much the management be perceiving the situation. They might be thinking of us as an adversary whose only task is to break up things. No, that's not our intention. All we want is to make our voices heard, which has not happened so far.
But there are other ways of making yourself heard.
Like what? Have we ever given a chance to raise our voices? Never. Look at the professional differences between the analyst staff and the support staff. They get to pay only 5 to 6% of their salary as medical insurance. We get to pay 20% already when our wages are so low. We don't get app raises. We don't get vacational packages. We don't get any other benefits that they are having. What do you expect us to do?
But that's not fair. The nature of the job is completely different. How can you compare the two?
Look, I know all of that, but I think the situation is way beyond that to make the point to make that argument now, Cusack. You know it better. You should have asked your employees earlier. The situation wouldn't have gotten this worse. You may like it or not, but we've got a majority and the union is coming.
Look, there is no need to threaten. I know you've got a majority,
And
but...
that is why you're doing this farce of talking to me. Because you're scared. Because you know that the union is coming up.
Look, I'm just doing this to prevent the proceedings of our company from being disrupted. Help me out, you all. Jennifer, don't you remember when your son was ill? Didn't we grant you leave?
We completely understand. We're not talking about anything in the past that you did favors to us. But what we want you is to concentrate on what is happening with the support staff right now.
But Helen, don't you remember that...
Don't talk to them. Talk to me. I'm their representative. I'm standing here on their behalf. They've done their talking.
Jane Wetson started out as a secretary just like you. But today, she's the CEO of our company. Do you think she would ever do something unfair to you?
I know that this company has done a lot for us.
This is not the time to get indecisive, Helen. Think about all of us. Think about all the workers who stood with you all this while. Look, Cusack, the old times are gone. You got to accept this fact that the sentiments of these people have been exploited enough, and this is not going to happen anymore. You may like it or not, you may prepare it or not, but you should know that a union is coming up.
So, Alvin, you spoke to the union? What did
Yeah.
you find out?
I spoke to the employees and I spoke to Linda. They're just not willing to listen.
How can that be? I bet you have not done it properly.
I've tried every way possible, but they're just not listening.
I trust Alvin Metson. If he says it cannot be done, I know it cannot be done. What do you suggest, Cusack?
I think we should go ahead with the union.
Are you sure?
Yes.
Okay. 20 years ago, when I founded this company, I had nothing. Nothing but a belief in an idea and the will and conviction to make it a reality. With me were a few people who not only believed in that idea, but also nurtured it and helped make it what it is today. People who are with me and with this company even to this day, some with their presence and some in their spirits. Over the years, we've expanded our family, integrating new members, but remaining ever that, a family. We grew and prospered into a brand people are proud to be associated with, which has nothing to do with me. It is because of you, the people of this company. You have made it what it is today, and you are the ones who will lead it into the future. To me, each and every individual who forms a part of this company forms part also of my own personal family. As a mother, I have nurtured this company with hard, sleepless nights and careful attention to every last detail which has gone into its making. With care and concern, I have watched over each one of you, watching you change and grow into the outstanding human beings you are today. And so, like any mother whose children betray her, I stand before you today, pained to the core of my being, because my family today has adjudged me incapable of caring for them, incapable of respecting them. We have always ensured that your interests are safeguarded. We have kept an open door policy where if you feel your voice is not heard, you can approach any one of us. You can approach me directly. We have striven hard to ensure that you receive benefits which are at par with the entire industry. Always innovating, keeping up with the demands and needs as they change and evolve. We have ensured that justice is done to every employee in this company. If any of you felt that there was something missing in what you received, that there was some injustice done to you, you could have spoken about it to any one of us. To me directly even. I've been right here. There was no need to approach outsiders. When two members of a family fight, the neighbors benefit. They are the ones who watch the show and then take advantage wherever they can. I never wanted that to happen for this company. This is like my family. For others to show up at the doorsteps looking to divide us. But I always knew through my experience that when something like this happens, emotions run high. And is it easy to exploit those? My people, you allowed your emotions to run your show. You allowed it to cloud your conscience. But there is no going back now. What is done, and I'm sure I've had my part to play in it. Somewhere I have neglected you, and this is how you've chosen to make me aware of it. And I suppose when it comes, my duty is to respect your wishes. I choose to view what I am about to do today not as a sign of strife, but as a sign of reconciliation. Let our family, which has become divided, unite together once again. And that is why Wellington Associates has decided to arrive at the decision to offer voluntary recognition to the Wellington Employees Union. The demands put forth by the union shall be considered by the company, and the negotiations will ensue as soon as possible. Mr. Cusack will look into the nitty-gritties of it. We will do for you what we can. We request you to rationalize your demands, aligning them with what the company can offer you realistically. And finally, even though this is the end of an era, it's the end of the open communication which existed between the two communities of our company, I still hope to view it as the beginning of a new partnership. I hope that the formation of a new union will ensure that there is more satisfaction in you, my people. To the best of my capacity, I promise to continue to look after your interests in the same way that I have till now. I promise I will be there for you even though your interest of your new leaders in you may wane. But I request of you today a promise, one of partnership and friendship. I promise you respect in this company, more even than what you have received till now, respect for your wishes. But I do expect you to put all our differences aside today and become an undivided family once again. Thank you.
We have been accused of discrimination, which in a nation with a history like ours, with the dark mark of slavery in our pasts, is extremely serious. As we all know, union has won the vote, which was scheduled, and therefore we must now prepare ourselves for the change. Our CEO wishes to proceed with full compliance of all legal acts and statutes. We will ensure full compliance with the Civil Rights Act of 1954, the Fair Labour Act of 1938, and the statutes of National Labour Relations Board. Our new policies and agreements with the union will be in compliance with the Fair Labour Standards Act of 1938, especially in terms of payment of overtime, along with our important stipulations of the Act. We are introducing the concept of overtime payment for our support staff, for whenever they need to work beyond the legal working hours. Compliance is important to us, and therefore the formation of union must be done in full compliance with the stipulations of the National Labour Relations Act of 1935 and the directions of National Labour Relations Board, thus giving our employees the right to collective bargain and place their demands before the management. We will ensure that there is full transparency and legal compliance. In addition to all this, flexi timing policy will be adhered to strictly from here on. We will also introduce a training module designed just for support staff to address their training needs. Further, once the formalities of formation of union are complete, they are going to accept formal charter of demands presented by them, enter into negotiations and finalize the formal settlement. The revision in salary and increments will be done as per the new settlement. We feel that in modern era of unionization is not viewed as a threat but an attack, but rather a welcome dialogue between the management and the employees as a mean to straighten the knots forming in communication pipelines that go between when the voices of individual employees get lost somewhere in the crowd. We at Wellington Associates look forward to a new partnership with the union. It is very important for us to focus and work amicably in taking interests of all the stakeholders forward. There are no outsiders now. All are important and we are all in the same company. As with other peers in the industry, we too hope to proceed forward into having good relations and peaceful industrial relations in a scenario that thus far prevails. And thus, we seek the cooperation of our employees and union in facilitating and helping in shaping a better future of our company and its people. Thank you.
So,